When people hear Soi Bonkot 8, most of them immediately think, oh, that's a hassle. It's way too far away. Today I'm walking the route from Soi Lengkee, so you can judge for yourself whether 7 or 8 minutes on foot is really that bad. It's true that the area is a bit tucked away, and there isn't much else going on in the neighborhood apart from the gentlemen's clubs. But as I'll show you on this walk, getting there is actually very easy. The only real obstacle is crossing Third Road. Once that's done, the rest of the walk is straightforward and surprisingly pleasant. So come along and let me show you how to get to Soi Bonkot 8, and I'll tell you a little story on the way. Since I was already heading out there, I decided to give myself a small challenge. After all, I can't really talk about something I haven't experienced myself, can I? So yeah, I took one for the team. I decided to visit Juicy Lucy on Soi Bonkot 8, mostly because I heard a lot of good things about that place. And to be honest, it wasn't an easy choice. Many people have spoken positively about several venues out here, including Amsterdam and the Chapel, but Juicy Lucy was the one I went with. I was curious to see if it lived up to the hype. As a part of my challenge, I also decided that today I would say yes to everything. I felt comfortable doing that because prices out here are roughly half of what you pay in many places around town. That said, I admit I ended up saying yes a bit more than I originally planned. As you can see, the streets are actually quite cozy. Besides cheap hotels and guest houses, there are also reasonable priced places to eat out here. I could honestly imagine staying out here on my next trip. Well, back to the story and the challenge. Another rule was that I wasn't allowed to choose myself. Since I had committed to saying yes to everything, that meant exactly that. No matter whether it was entirely my taste or not, the answer had to be yes. I must have been the easiest customer of the day, but it definitely made the whole experience much more interesting and thrilling. Well, arriving at Juicy Lucy, I rang the bell, and at the door I was greeted by a mature woman, friendly, decent, good looking, and very service minded. Since saying yes was the only option, I naturally ended up at the bar first. A drink for me and a lady drink for her, and the mood was set. After a few drinks, she introduced me to her friend, and well, today no wasn't an option. At that point, I was officially on deep, deep water. After some very warm conversations and a few more drinks, the lady suggested that I looked a bit tired. Maybe I could use a shower and some rest upstairs. Well, I checked my wallet and to my horror, I realized I hadn't brought enough cash. Luckily, there was an ATM near the 7-Eleven. The problem was, I don't ride scooters. I'm absolutely terrified of them. But when one of the ladies offered to take me there on her scooter, well, given the rules of the day, I had no choice but to say yes. With cold sweat running down my forehead, I held on tight to the lady, while my imagination went completely wild. I'm sure she drove perfectly fine and very safe, but inside my head, it was a full-blown disaster movie. Well, lucky for me, I survived, withdrew enough cash and made it back in one piece. The room upstairs was pretty much what you expect from a place like this. They tend to look quite similar. But one thing stood out immediately. The shower was inside the room itself, and only with a glass enclosure. There was absolutely no real privacy. That didn't seem to bother anyone, and funnily enough, it didn't really bother me. My final thoughts. From here on, for obvious reasons, I cannot go into more detail, but I can say this: I was very satisfied and had a great afternoon thanks to my little challenge. The bill came to about 2,300 baht plus drinks, and all in all I spent roughly 3,000 baht. For me, that is very good value for money. When the ladies asked if I come back another day, the answer was easy, and honestly, it would have been yes, challenge or not. So, as you can see, we are now arriving at Soi Bonkot 8. And I think Soi Bonkot 8 and Juicy Lucy deliver a solid value. And the walk out here, was that really that bad? What did it take, like 7 minutes? Well, give it a try one day, and don't let the distance scare you off. Thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and see you guys. Bye.